Okay, party people, hidey hi, hoody ho, just coming down from swim. Haven't shown you this lake before, and there's going to be a little bit of trail walking because do something different today. Going to walk this trail to this little beach where I normally go, and then I'm going to swim around and then hopefully get it through the woods into a pool that comes from that river, and then there's there's a pool, and then it flows out, and then the stream, it's not steep, but it's a rocky stream into another pool. See if we can swim all three back to the car park. See what we can see. I come here quite frequently. It's easy access. It's a beautiful lake. It's called Lamb's Lake. I've seen some decent wildlife in here, but you never know. Some days you see some wildlife and something crazy, and other days you don't. But you know, that's life. You know, at least it's getting outdoors, staying active. There's quite a few bugs in this place. There used to be loads more years ago, like black flies. You have to wear face nets and stuff. And you know, we went fishing here once in the spring for trout, and I got to the lake and even had netting on, and I couldn't breathe. It was that many black flies. It was crazy. So it was literally run back to the car. These little nests up here, I think they're bat nests. You can see that, yeah. It's a provincial park, and they've got, you know, areas where they've set up some nesting spots for bats and stuff. Pretty cool. I've never seen a bat actually in here, but I heard they're bat nests. Just a bit like me, a bit batty. I walk the dog through here sometimes, and I come in the morning because there's nobody, unless it's middle of summer. Gets a few other swimmers, but that's fine. There's plenty of room, and like I said, it's just an easy highway side park. With a trail that's been made over years. So yeah, you can get there and back pretty easy. In the evening, in the summer and spring, this one particular little shore beach has a lot of kids, and they're all screaming and shouting, and if you like to relax when you swim, it ain't the place to come. But I'll explain that in a minute when I get in the water. What was that? I heard a noise the other day up at another lake. That's a little squirrel. And I heard it just in the brush. I looked down, there was a snake. Yeah, there are snakes in Canada. You wouldn't believe it, but there are. And save a few of them stories for another time. Interaction with a few snakes, and one of them was actually in this province, Nova Scotia. So yeah, pretty crazy. A little windy today. It's a little cool as well. I'm wearing my little short suit just to keep a little warmer. Someone's actually built a wigwam here, which is pretty cool, just out of branch. See, that's made into well, branch, twine, and twine, yeah. Little fire pit inside. I've actually done a lot of sweats in these up north in the native areas with the chief and stuff, and they're blanketed over, and then you put the rocks in the middle, and they're hot, and you spray water on them from a bucket, from a big branch. You just put water on it, and it steams, and they get hot. A lot bigger than this, and they put blankets over the top, right? loads and loads of blankets, so you keep the heat in. Yeah, it's quite the thing. This one looks pretty cool. It's well made. Yeah, nice little entrance. They're quite the task to build one, I tell you. I haven't tried, but I've seen people build them, and yeah, they take a little bit of work. You got to get the right branches that bend and stuff, so that's different. But willow's probably good. Yeah, seems cool today. And here it is. Yeah, Lambs Lake. Over here is a bit of a controversy on that island there, because this is a provincial park, but you'll behold, that was privately owned. And then it was up for sale, and there was a bunch of local people that got together and said, no, we can't have a privately owned island in this provincial park area, or whatever. And they actually took it back from the government and made it public, so you can actually go onto that island. I've been over there loads, and I swim over the other side there, and over here there's quite a few rocks. You've got to know where the rocks are, and there's a few cabins on this lake as well. But I was actually sitting here getting ready, I believe. No, it wasn't. I'm going to just seen the moment where I was sitting on this rock getting my stuff ready, and I heard something in the bush over here. There's another little entrance you can walk around to, another couple of little coves there with a little sandy beach around the corner there, and I thought it was this guy who walks his dog here, Charlie's dog. I think I mentioned this in the previous vid, and I heard it was really calm and no wind you could hear, and I heard some rustling around in the bush there. I thought, what's that? It's his dog. And yo, behold, a big black bear came out of this little entrance here. And you got to stand tall, and luckily I shouted it off, but that was good. That you actually took off, as I was thinking, hightail it into, I was ready just to swim, and then I figured, you know what, if it comes at me, I'm jumping in and swimming like crazy. What are you going to do? But I think you were better off, I thought you'd be better off out swimming a bear than actually outrunning it. But then I looked into the swimming scenario, and they can actually swim pretty quick, and that's you gone. But yeah, black bears spook quite easily, but there we go. So I normally swim over to this island over here, yeah, and around it and up there and back, and get a good half an hour in, something like maybe a kilometre. I'm going to swim around this lake today, just on the edges, see if we can see anything. It's actually cooled off in the last few nights, so the water is a little cool, but a little choppy. I've seen it worse, been in it worse, but we'll see. Already I can feel my head itching, and it seems like I've been bitten by a bug already. Another thing I noticed when I was making these videos is that my voice gets low. I think it's because I've been living in North America for quite a long time, but you know, I've had a change of accent. Although I'm British, and I got a British accent, but you kind of tend to say words that are North American to help other people understand you. Otherwise you'll always be repeating yourself. So I know these rocks right here, so I swim through the middle, and then there's even rocks underneath you can't see. I know where they are. I've smacked my leg on them a few times. I'm still standing here. You can see right over there, just there, there's another little sandy, yep, just whacked my knee. Rock. I don't really swim this way much, so I'm not sure exactly the amount of rocks that are around here, but that little kind of sandy beach over there, launching there, there's quite a few rocks in and around there. That's why I normally launch from the beach I just came from. There hasn't been a lot of wildlife lately for some reason. And there's a cabin over there. A few cabins. There's a road that comes around this east side of this lake. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 cabins on the road that sit on the side of this lake. Changing back around from my back pedaling, my arm backstroke. It's not an actual backstroke, I can't do backstroke. My shoulders are blown, and so it's like using a pec deck machine at the gym. Actually should have bought my foot fins little. You can feel a bit of current in here. Yeah. That little beach right there, a few people use, not many. It's just that main beach over there, that's it. That's the main beach that most people go to. And yeah, if you want to come here, you park up, there's quite a big car park. Here you can see quite a few cars and wow, stabbed my knee again on an effing rock. And there was me saying before I knew where all the rocks were. Well, yeah, so it can get taken up with people and it just seems quite awkward when they're already there and then you turn up, and yeah, I don't really do that much. That's a nice cabin over there. Someone's there as well right now, so obviously they've kind of taken the summer off and come here, maybe from other, you know, elsewhere in the country or the US of A. Yeah, once summer comes in full effect, these cabins will be, you know, taken up with the residents for the whole summer. Lucky. Well, it'd be nice to own a cabin by the lake. Maybe get there one day. Just checking my knee for a big scrape. Yeah, the reason why I came this route today is because there's other launching places through a trail here that no one uses, and I wanted to check them out from the water. So if this beach is busy and I happen to be here, because sometimes I drink pre-workout drinks and stuff, get me going, and I don't want to turn up and be, yeah, there's people, there's crowds, right, you know what I mean? Yeah. You ever get that to that point? Well, it's not like Miami Beach or anything, you know, but you know what I'm saying? Just want to get in, not to fuffle around, having to change and stuff as well. Beaches are different when you go to a beach. You're there, people are changing on the beach and getting in, and towels and stuff, you know. Yeah, I'll do another video one day when I'll swim around that island there. Maybe have a hop on and see what's about. I'm in every day, I'm swimming every day, so I figured, well, you know what, I might as well start recording them, recording my swims. maybe someone will get some useful out of it and it'll remain positive, right? Make a positive video. I'm sick to death of watching YouTube at the moment, and you know, I don't know why, but I'm a YouTube person, have been. I collect music on it, and I also put out mixes and stuff if you want to check them out. And the amount of jargon that you get on YouTube now is just crazy. It's absolutely mind-boggling, and a lot of it's negative, mate. You know what I mean? You got everything on there, and you get sucked in and down that rabbit hole, and you end up just getting a negative mind, right? And I'm like, F that, no, right? Just keep positive, right? A lot going on in the world right now, and you've got to maintain a balance, maintain a positivity. That's all. That's it. Keep away from reading bad news. You know, there's a lot of bad stuff going on, and you get your head involved in that, and you'll feel it. You'll feel yourself draining into the negativity, mate. You know, and it's just bad. Yeah. So I say, bugger that. You know, swimming's positive. You get in, you refresh your brain, your mind, your body, your soul. Yeah. I do suffer from some PTSD, so I ain't gonna lie, and swimming is one of the reasons why I swim. It takes that away, it really does. Makes you feel fresh, alive again, you know, and clears your mind. I've had a couple of bad car crashes, etc, etc, and yeah, not fun, and sometimes I get PTSD. I think a lot of people do. Anxieties and stuff in regular, you know, now. Oh, there's another cabin I couldn't see from where I was. Actually, there's another launch there too. So there's about, well, I don't know, must be about 6-7 cabins on this side of the lake. That's it. And that lake, this lake goes for a good couple of 2 to 3 miles around that area over there. And then there's a road. And then there's another lake which I swam with on a previous video of mine. I think it's we call Remote Bush Lake Swim. I'm actually going to swim over here and see what the launch places are like in here. I think there is a trail there. I think one of these is a rentable place, because I see different people renting out kayaks and stuff coming out here in the summer. Standing up here, so yeah. I'm not sure where the actual trail is. I'm going to have to walk it. Walk around and look from the inside out. These videos are about swimming and looking from the inside out. So what it's like to be in the lake, the river, the ocean, and looking back at the world, if you see what I'm saying. Lots of beautiful trees in, well, forest in Nova Scotia, hemlock forests. You fly over Nova Scotia, you'll see a lot of water and a lot of trees. That's it. Miles and miles. Trees and lakes and marsh. Yeah. A few major roads and that's it. Or you fly over parts of Canada and see God knows what for nothing for miles, for hundreds of miles. But So once, I'm just going to show you, from where I just swam back there from them rocks, I remember in the winter time, okay, right there at them rocks, this place was thawing out, and there was a big chunk of ice, and for some reason I got the idea, for a workout reason, I pushed 20 by 20 and probably a good half a feet chunk of ice from over there all the way around here. And yeah, it was a good workout. And then by the time I got around here, this goes into a little stream and then into another pool, and I was going to float on top of the ice and take it down the stream into the other pool, but it got too shallow and rocky and the ice got caught. So change your plan from that. It gets shallow in here, in and around this cove here. I'm swimming 2 times a day now. Yeah. And sometimes if I do a small swim in the morning tonight, or later this evening, I'm going to do a big swim. Or if I do a big swim in the morning, I'll do a little one in the evening. Right? All in all, it works out, and yeah. This looks like over here, there's been a beaver, for sure. We'll have a look. No way these twigs would be stacked up like this. I don't like to get too near beaver habitat. Obviously it's their domain, but keep a little distance, somewhat. That, and I don't fancy getting gnawed by a beaver, but it does seem like a beaver lodge. Sometimes I get to think about getting snapped at by a snapping turtle, like bitten by a snapping turtle. Just imagine if you got bitten by a beaver. Bloody hell, man, it's gonna gnaw a good chunk, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, really will. Yeah, it's definitely a beaver lodge. Yeah, there is, because there's another one I know that's not too far from here. Yeah, I'll let it be. Oh, well, and normally what I do is I'll go over, and already I can see on one of the branches on there's a special way the beaver gnaws a branch, and there's another one down here off the stream. Yeah, there's no way them branches will be piled up like that for some, even a storm reason. Maybe they're floated across. Let's see. You just see the end, the tips of the branches, and beavers got a special way of eating, gnawing the branch to a point, and sometimes to a special angle. Quite the creature though. Yeah, it's definitely a beaver lodge. You can see a big branch there, the way it's gnawed. The main purpose of my coming around here was just so I could figure another way of getting in the lake without it all being kids and screaming, you know, screaming kids and adults that are all yelling back at their kids. It's just one of my places to swim I come to. I've been coming here for years. But when it's busy time and you just don't want to drive too far, and it's a little way out of town, but you want to kind of go to Mickey Hill, as they say. You take that chance. Well, if it's raining, there's no one. And I swim, rain, shine, hail, it don't bother me. Snow. So if you check back on my videos and my earlier videos in winter time, you'll see what I'm saying about the pool below and where the water comes from. So if it snows and it's Nova Scotia's got a point of snow in, dumping loads of snow and melting, this gets really strong, and current that comes down into this pool with a little dip down into another pool, and the water's coming flushing through there really good, really fast and really strong. Now it's kind of lower, bit more vegetation and stuff. And a lot shallower through this channel here. You'll see what I'm saying. I'm going to try and make it over there, but I'll end up probably having to get out and go through the woods. That's kneeing a rock or something. Yeah, this water level was way up. I mean, just from over here you can see the vegetation. You can see any of that. The water come up over this rock right here a little ways. That's where I got that ice chunk jammed. I was going to ride down the stream into the pool. Oh well, maybe next year. Oh, just saw a little turtle. You missed it, I missed it. Yeah, just came off that rock right there and jumped in. Don't really like snapping turtle territory either. There's a reason why they're called snapping turtles. They'll leave you alone as long as you don't tread on them, which could be a case, right? Yeah, there was no vegetation here at all. I just swam to the edge there and kind of mooched through the woods. I don't really fancy standing on a turtle either. I'll see when we just get out here. The other pool down below is probably shallower now as well. Yeah, I'm standing on rocks. There's loads of rocks here, right? Oh well, see if we can navigate through. Oh. Really like doing this too much. I thought about this once in the pool below. I'm like, you know what, maybe I can get my legs stuck between a couple of rocks, and lo and behold, it actually happened. I managed to set my foot out, but yeah, a little bit precarious through here. Why I chose this route, I don't know. No, not a great idea, Paul. Huh. Wouldn't be bad if I could hop from rock to rock. Seems like a better idea right now. Way. Apart from the slip. Yeah. What a bit of a stupid idea that. Well, here's the stream right here. It goes out there. That's where I swam in the winter time, because what happens is if the water's moving quite fast, it ain't going to freeze as quick as normal still lake water. Little boggy. That's a little. Alright. Still got to move through the brush here. Oh well, I've done loads of bushwhacking before. Tons. Here's the trail right here. That's cool. Let me go show you the pool. Can't remember where I came out last, off that big slab of ice. But I did come through here some point. Oops. I once walked over the foothills in the Pyrenees from France. That was a crazy story. I have to tell you that one day. Yeah, real crazy. So there's the pool right here. It's a nice little pool coming through. There's a way around, I know. I used to hike a lot in the woods and in the bush, through the bush in the winter. But I don't know, I haven't been doing that much of late, or I didn't do that much this winter. I was swimming more. Yeah, here's where I came. Let's go in here for a swim again. Yeah, if you go back on my old videos, my first swim view vlogs, you can see me swimming in here and it's all ice. But because there's this stream come through here, right, the water's flowing, so it'll take quite a bit colder to actually freeze. This whole, I've swum in this whole lake freezing cold, -24. This lake is frozen. I've just smashed it up to make it swimmable, and kept at it every day for months, just to make way. Oh, this is nice and cool. Ah. What I did was I made it swimmable, smashing the ice, and then I did 3 loops, once all around here, and the water's receded quite a bit, so it was a bit bigger, and then I'd do a loop around 3 times, and that would work out to be about a good 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah, not as many rocks were exposed. That water level was coming down that little stream from there quite thick and fast. And there was another beaver lodge on the side of this place. That's what it was. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Let me have a look over this side. I'm pretty sure it was on the other side here. Just a little ways up. Maybe it was trying to dam it or something. No, I'm not sure. One of these two gullies had a little beaver lodge, a little bit of a beaver work on it. Maybe it was trying to dam it. I pretty much used to know this little pool off by as well, where all the rocks are. There's quite a few over there. Big tree branches underneath as well. They've been there for quite a while. They've filled up with water and they've just kind of sunk. Yeah, had some good times in here, smashing that ice and taking it down this other channel here, down another stream, and letting it flush out. It's good workouts. Gonna be doing another hobby soon whilst I'm swimming as well. Watch out for, wait, have to stick around for that one. And I just kicked one of them bugger rocks. Kind of maybe making this a 2-in-1 video where I cut it and just do the trail walk and then do the swimming separate. I don't know. People have patience to watch a 45-minute long video about me swimming. Some people might find it interesting. If you do, well then, you know, give us a like and a comment, please. That'd be nice. Sure you can find somewhere that's similar like this to swim. Yeah, I was going to take a ride down here once on a big piece of ice that's in another short video on a bit of ice. I actually rode it once. It was really, really big though. It took all my weight. And there's a video I've got on a short video of mine trying to ride a piece of ice in the current, but it was a fail. What I'd do is, because it's flowing here quite quickly down to the stream, I'd come down here and then you kind of got your own like training lane. You know, you see them pools with a motor on it, and you just stay in the same spot. Sometimes it's flushing really fast. It's really you need quite a lot of power strokes to get out of it. I just saw another turtle. Just popped down, popped his head up. It's too bad. Missing all the good views when on the camera. Yeah. Well, you can't get down that way without probably breaking your leg walking down, so I'm gonna get out here and then walk down off the trail and then jump back in. This is my spot out. Well, I said to you before about getting my foot caught, and this is where it happened. crazy how you leave places for a while and how they grow in with leaves and bush and brush, grass. I haven't been out down here for quite a while. Not many people come here in the winter either, and you're kind of away from the main lake. No one knows you're here. So, yeah, back on the trail. Jog. You'll be jogging back in the winter time real quick, I can tell you, back to your car, and hopefully maybe even leave it running so the heat's on. Little man-made bridge. Keep moving. That's what happens when you're in cold temps. You got to keep moving. The minute you stand still, you're gonna get cold. It's quite a beautiful little park though, yeah? Little bridge setups and stuff. I know this way goes to the little pool here. We'll see. We can get in here. Shouldn't be a problem. So here's the other pool, the final one. Yeah. This is the one I first started at swimming in the winter. It's not too far from the car park. And yeah, until I found that one above, well, I knew it was above and I thought, why am I going there? Quite a few rocks in here as well. I'll get down. I used to remember where they were. I forgot. Anyways, let's just float down in the current here. I'll get the workout in here though. Well, that was gushing in the winter time from the melt and the freeze, then the melt, and it would take me all the way down to where it's really shallow there and then back up. So you could at least get like a good 50 yards up and back, maybe 40. This would be the least less advocate out of the three to freeze. Even though I have smashed it up in here a few times when it has been like, you know, a bit of thin ice. The ice workouts, the ice smashing is a good workout. It's just nice to come in here with this, it's kind of like a little gorge, right? Obviously people come here in the summer with a little rope swing and stuff. Mooch about, and there's big rocks in here. I remember from that rock, there's one right here. Yeah, there's a few. It's got a lot shallower over time as well, so you're more susceptible to smacking a rock. I used to fish way down in that stream as well. It comes down there, there's some nice pools in there. You can't really swim down there. It's definitely too shallow, but there are some pools there for fishing. You can see these rocks right here. See them from there. So, yeah. They're quite rough rocks as well, you know. So yeah. This has gone down about 2 feet, I think. Yeah. I used to remember this rock right here. You see that? That was underwater about a foot. So, well, about a foot and a half it's gone down. But you can swim up through the middle here, no problem. So there's a big rock right in the middle here. So I remember going around it, and this little current here was really strong. Swim on the spot for a while in the current. When you're in that current, the idea is to try and make it up as far as you can in the current, you know. You happen to use a lot more strength. Go. Exercise, exercise. Okay, well I think that's good for today. Nice little park though, yeah? Well, thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm just going to get out here and run back to the car and get some chores to do. But thanks for watching, stay tuned, and we'll see you next time. Okay, stay positive, people.